Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at 10 photos you can't unsee. We're used to going about our days and seeing all kinds of things. Chances are there are some things that are just embedded into your mind that you don't really think about. But in this video, you'll be taking a closer look at some of these day-to-day things to see the shocking reality. Before we start though, click the link in the top right corner to subscribe to Little Things if you want to see more awesome content like this. And leave a like and subscribe, and comment I subscribed and I'll try to reply. Coming in at number 10, we have Johnny Mockingjay. We're all familiar with the Hunger Games movie series. So far, there's been 4 movies in the series, but the most popular are the Mockingjay Part 1 and 2 movies. They're also the most recent, meaning everybody recognizes the Mockingjay logo. It seems clear-cut at first, as it looks like a bird holding an arrow, but some people online have pointed out that it looks like something else completely different. That being many people's favorite cartoon character, Johnny Bravo. The hair is the bird's wing, and the beak and back of the bird are Johnny Bravo's arms. This is something you may not have noticed before, as it is quite an odd observation, but once you see it, you can't unsee it because the shape matches up so perfectly. I guarantee next time you see the Mockingjay logo, you'll be thinking about Johnny Bravo. This image has led to some believing they did this on purpose, but it has been confirmed this is just one bizarre coincidence. That only leaves one question: do you guys prefer the Hunger Games or Johnny Bravo? Next up is Dodge Duck. When you think of Dodge cars, you probably think of masculinity and maturity. And one of their most rugged and manly cars is the Dodge Viper. As the name suggests, this car is meant to be cool and tough. But one person spotted a rather unfortunate similarity to something else in the Dodge Viper logo which might ruin this macho image. Simply flip the logo upside down and the scary snake turns into a much less scary Daffy Duck. Daffy Duck is the incredibly popular but wacky character created by Warner Bros. And instead of danger and manliness like the Viper, Daffy Duck is associated with being goofy and having a lisp. Unfortunately for Dodge, this is something many people can't unsee. And I bet next time you pass a Dodge Viper, you're going to be tilting your head upside down trying to check out this logo. Is this a huge design flaw by Dodge or a cool Easter egg about a beloved cartoon character? I sure hope nobody got fired for this logo. I don't know about you, but I think it would be way cooler driving a Daffy Duck car rather than a Viper car. Next time you see a Dodge Viper, take a look at the logo and see if Daffy Duck springs to mind. I bet you won't be able to unsee this. Next up is Armz. For many kids, Armz are their favorite candy. Just think back to when you were younger. I bet you loved chomping on these fruity candies. But it turns out these candies were fruity in a whole other way. We all remember the Armz characters goofing off on the packaging, but look closely and you might see something much more wrong. It seems like the characters are doing some pretty inappropriate stuff to each other. As kids, we wouldn't have picked up on this, but as we get older, we now know the creepy truth. I honestly have no idea how our parents didn't spot this. Perhaps the Armz creators put this in as a naughty joke for adults to laugh at, or maybe it was just a harmless accident. It doesn't exactly seem like it though, I mean come on. In 2009, one dad criticized Haribo, the makers of Armz, for their rude character positions. But Haribo's said the packaging is fun and popular to both old and young people. That may be the case, but something doesn't seem right here. Do I just have a dirty mind, or do any of you guys agree? Next up is News Reporter. Reporting the news live is a lot of pressure. It's totally unedited and uncensored. This means you can't mess up, and if you do, your job may be on the line. And one thing news anchors put a lot of thought into is their clothing. They have to look professional but still interesting and attractive to keep viewers engaged. Which is why it's surprising that someone let this poor female news anchor go live wearing this. Maybe they were too embarrassed to say, or just didn't notice. You may not have spotted this yet, as it doesn't seem too odd when it's the right way up. But flip this photo upside down and you can see why wearing this smart shirt was such a big blunder. I hope the news station gets a better stylist and the company who makes this shirt stops. I have no idea what the company who makes this piece of clothing was thinking. Perhaps they wanted to embarrass others while they sit back and laugh it up. Either way, this is one huge news fail. I hope this didn't offend anyone and the news anchor didn't get too embarrassed after this photo of her odd shirt went viral. Next up is KFC. Among McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's, KFC is up there with some of the biggest players in the fast food game. One key to any company's success is having a recognizable logo. Just ask McDonald's. We all probably think we know the KFC logo really well as it's so famous. But after checking out this photo that you won't be able to unsee, you might want to think again. If you look carefully, the logo looks like one giant Colonel Sanders head with a tiny body attached to it. The tiny body and arms are supposed to be Colonel Sanders' bow tie, but chances are now that I've mentioned this, you likely can't unsee it. This logo is everywhere, from their commercials to inside their stores. But from now on, all you'll see is a huge-headed guy with tiny arms and legs. Perhaps KFC should think about going back to when they showed more of Colonel Sanders' lower body. Otherwise, this might begin to fool so many people that a mini Colonel Sanders may be KFC's new official logo. Just imagine how funny it would be every time you ate there. Next up we have Bat Dog. Dogs are cute and one of man's best friends, and there are thousands of different dog breeds. But one of the most popular breeds is pugs. But something tells me this dog is not just a pug, but half pug, half bat. The reason why? Look closely at the dog's forehead and you'll see a perfect copy of the Batman logo right on the dog. The image is a perfect fit of the actual Batman logo. When this image went viral last year, many called it out as fake, and some claimed the dog's owner used black ink to create the Batman symbol. But this is not true, and the dog was really just born with the Batman logo right in its head. This is one cool dog which I would love to own. Perhaps someone was shining the Batman light right onto this dog's head. Or maybe the dog is just an unbelievable super dog. Now you'll never be able to unsee the pattern in this dog's head because it is so exact. Next up is LOL. Drowning is no laughing matter, but according to this sign, however, it is. What's odd about this sign is that it's a sign telling you what to do if you see somebody drowning. Obviously, it's telling you to call a Coast Guard with the 911 number, but thanks to a bad piece of graphic design, the image of a person drowning looks a lot like LOL. They tried to make it simple, to make it accessible and easy to understand, but this backfired massively, and it looks like they're telling you to laugh out loud if you see someone drowning. I don't know when the sign was made. Perhaps it was before LOL became so popular, but I doubt it. This is one huge design flaw that has caused a lot of laughing out loud from people who have actually seen this sign in real life. I hope no one takes this sign too seriously and actually begins laughing at someone drowning. Yeah, there's not much chance of that, but it is still a dumb sign. Maybe you didn't see how much the drowning man looks like LOL at first, but after I pointed it out, this turned into a photo you can't unsee. Next up is Minnie Mouse. Minnie Mouse is of course a family-friendly character for kids, but this was not the case on one piece of Disney merchandise. It appears to show Minnie and Mickey Mouse hugging, but take a closer look at Minnie's arm and you might see something far worse. Minnie's arm looks very questionable. The image has since gone viral, and some say it's ruined their childhood. You could argue this is just people having a dirty mind, but others say the people who drew this did it on purpose. Many have complained about this, and even sent written complaints to Disney. It's not known whether Disney removed this drawing, but it has offended many. So, was this an accident, or did the illustrators do this on purpose? What do you think? One thing's for sure, you won't be able to unsee this image of Mickey Mouse. And I sure hope I didn't ruin your childhood with this video. Next up is Nose House. We all know the popular TV series House. It follows the actions of cynical doctor, Dr. House. He's very famous, but there is something most people haven't realized about Dr. House. Take a look at his nose, the top of it that is. It turns out Dr. House has a tiny nose above his nose. This is something very bizarre, and many haven't even considered this. A lot of people will be stunned by this, as it is very odd. This photo not only never makes you see this photo the same again, but it also means you can't unsee Dr. House's nose on any episode of House. This can really mess with you, because the way his nose is formed really does seem like there's another nose on top of it. This can't be seen from the front, but from the side, the mini nose on top of House's nose can be easily seen. Can you ever unsee Dr. House's nose? I'm not sure I can. Next up is Wi-Fi Water. We all know water fountains. They're in every high school and sometimes in public places. They have things like the tap and the metal bowl. But what about the holes where the unused water drips down? Well, some have noticed this hole looks very similar to the Wi-Fi logo. And in one case, someone was so stunned by this, they drew an arrow saying Wi-Fi on the water fountain. I'm sure their principal was not happy. But you can't deny this really does look like the Wi-Fi logo. Too bad water fountains don't actually have Wi-Fi signal. That would make the world a whole lot cooler. Check out the poll in the top right corner and you can vote for the photo you can't unsee. For me, I think it's the Armz because I used to eat those all the time as a kid. Who knows what they've done to my poor brain? But as always, thanks for watching. Check out some more videos on screen right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.